Hey trainers, in today's video I want to take an in-depth look at the battle system in Pokémon Go. I've gotten a lot of requests for some tips on this and I have a lot to share. Although it'll take me a few videos to get it all out, I want to start out by saying that at the time of making this video, the game launched only just a couple days ago, so due to server instabilities and the issue of me still waiting on some key hardware before I begin playing the full release version of the game, this video will not contain any actual gameplay footage from Pokémon Go, so if you want a video with gameplay examples, subscribe to my channel. That will be coming in great detail very soon when I begin my Let's Play in the coming days. The information I'll be sharing in this piece is derived from my extensive experience in the Pokémon Go field test, where I had the ability to test an expedited progression version of the game, which basically just means you level a lot faster. And that was for about a month that I had time to do that. I learned all of the nuances in Ghost Combat, and I want to share some of my knowledge with you here today. For advanced tips though, stay tuned for future videos. So to begin, a lot of you are inevitably going to be drawing comparisons between Go and the traditional series dating back to Red and Blue on the Game Boy. So let's get some fundamental differences out of the way. The combat system in Pokémon Go is technically not turn-based, which means a lot of the very complicated RPG systems are going to be totally absent in this game. Remember that Pokémon Go was designed to be as widely appealing as possible on a global scale, so it has deliberately been simplified, though don't mistake that as the game being dumbed down, because it's not. The game is, however, very different from the original series, and I don't see that as a bad thing. So you've caught some Pokemon that you're proud of, you have a reasonably diverse roster of fighting fit choices, and you're ready to do battle. At the time of this recording, there is no direct player versus player system, and there probably will never be. Once again, that's a deliberate design choice, and one made, I believe, largely in an effort to avoid those tense physical confrontations between hardcore players. Instead, battling in Go takes place entirely around the in-game gyms, which are geo-mapped proportionately throughout the planet and concentrated strategically in and around the population centers, but also in nature like trails for hiking or public parks. You must first travel to a gym. If your gym is unclaimed, indicated by a gray color and no Pokemon present, then leave one of your own there. You're effectively the gym leader of that location. Until another player comes by to challenge your Pokemon, you will remain the gym leader, and you'll be rewarded with the Defender bonus mechanic where you can collect rewards approximately once per day. If the gym is held by a player of the opposing team, however, it's time to do battle. There are currently 3 different teams in Pokémon Go that you'll be prompted to join as you progress in your adventure. Those teams are Red, Blue, and Yellow. First, you need to be within approximately a 40-meter radius of the gym's GPS location, and then you need to identify which Pokémon have been left behind to defend it. Individually, a gym can be held by up to 3 trainers who don't necessarily have to be directly collaborating with one another. In some cases, particularly in metropolis settings or densely populated areas, more than 3 trainers can be defending a location, which almost always requires a party of your own to defeat it. But for the purposes of this video, let's just keep things simple. The traditional 1v1 battle you're familiar with from the anime. You've joined Team Blue and you've encountered a gym held by a member of Team Yellow. At this player's gym, he's left behind a Pidgeot of 800 CP or combat power. Pidgeot is one of the more common, powerful Pokemon you can easily encounter in the wild, so expect to see a lot of them in your adventures. Now you select one of your own Pokemon to do battle on behalf of your team. Let's say you're an experienced Pokemon trainer and you understand the basics of type advantages in the Pokemon universe, so you select the Raichu you recently caught in order to counter him. Your Raichu is very straightforward. She's currently at CP 650, giving her the combat power disadvantage, but Raichu is resistant to flying attacks and has the abilities Spark and Thunder, 2 reliable electric attacks that are super effective against flying Pokemon. Here you have a considerable advantage, so let the battle commence. As the encounter begins, you need to immediately begin attacking because remember, there is no turn-based mechanic here. It's a fast-paced brawl to the finish. To command your Pokemon's primary attack, you must simply tap your device's screen. In the beginning of the battle, this will be your only option. Using your primary attack, however, begins to charge your secondary attack, which in this case is the Thunder. Let's say after 10 spark attacks, you have enough charge to use Thunder, a high-powered electric attack that does 8 times the base damage that Spark deals. At this point, you've already dealt a lot of damage to the Pidgeot. Thunder, however, takes a long time to use. Your Raichu has to charge and then aim its attack, giving your opponent the time it needs to react. Every attack in Pokémon Go has a tell or animation that indicates that an attack is incoming. This is your cue to use your reflexes as a trainer and dodge the attack. So let's say adversely, your opponent, the Pidgeot, has been attacking you with Wing Attack, a relatively slow flying type attack with a high base damage. You've taken 5 Wing Attacks before the Pidgeot is prepared to hit you with his Aerial Ace. It's a secondary attack. Now Pidgeot prepares to attack and positions its body in for a lunge, but you see it coming and you tell your Raichu to dodge to the left instead of attack by swiping your finger left on the screen. Pidgeot's Aerial Ace falls flat and you successfully dodge the attack, drastically reducing the amount of incoming damage. This puts you in a perfect position to use your Raichu's Thunder with 70 base damage. So you tap and you hold your finger on the screen. Raichu charges its body and unleashes a devastating crit. It's super effective. It faints the enemy Pidgeot. You've won. This trainer may have never been defeated at this gym, however, and still has reputation here. Perhaps they've successfully defeated other trainers passing by, so they're still technically the gym leader. In order to replace them as the gym leader, you have to reduce this trainer's reputation at this gym to 0. Your first victory earned you the experience and cost your opponent the reputation, but you must defeat them again to become the gym leader yourself. Now here's a topic of discussion that will be controversial for a lot of traditional Pokemon players. There is no Pokemon Center in this game. Now there are a lot of reasons for this, and I don't want to get into the details for the purposes of this video, so I'll save that for another time. You decide that you want a rematch, and you'd like to send the Raichu in for another victory, but Raichu has lost a significant amount of HP in the last battle, 30 to be exact. So you're uncomfortable sending her back in for another battle. You must use a potion to restore her HP, but potions are a valuable resource and can only be collected from Pokéstops, so don't be wasteful. Do the math and be efficient. You know you have the type advantage, so you don't need a full HP Raichu to win this next battle. Use a basic potion to restore 20 hit points and go again, even though you're missing those 10 HP points. Just don't get hit by that Aerial Ace, or you may run into trouble. If Raichu faints, you'll have to use a revive and spend more of your resources to keep it fighting fit. Round 2 with Raichu versus Pidgeot is a success. You've defeated the Yellow Team gym leader twice. The reputation has been reduced to 0, and you are the new gym leader. It's now time for you to leave a Pokemon of your own behind to defend this location, but be careful whom you select. You always want to have a strong, diverse fighting roster with you at all times so you can deal with the future battles strategically. Leaving Raichu here would mean adventuring in the future without a reliable electric type, but you can't leave your recently caught Caterpie either because this is a high-trafficked area and Caterpie will be easily defeated. Try to leave Pokemon with a high combat power, but that are not essential to your fighting roster so you can stay battle ready as a trainer. So you leave your Butterfree behind with the combat power of 750 to defend this location. You have a second Butterfree in your roster and a Beedrill, so this is a reliable, sensible choice. Encourage players that have also chosen Blue Team in the area to join you in defending this gym. All they have to do is go there and add a Pokemon of their own to the gym, increasing the site's reputation and your fighting power as Team Blue, making the gym significantly easier to defend. Now in this scenario I've just described, I've avoided talking about advanced battle techniques so viewers can easily learn the basics of the combat system and get an idea of how it differs from the traditional series. I will of course be making videos directed at becoming a Pokemon Master in the future, so if that's what you're looking for, stay tuned. Pokemon Go has a reliable and intricate battle system that is also exciting and easy to understand. I'll be showing you firsthand in my own adventure how to maximize the defender bonus and create diverse teams that you can mix for gym defense. Remember that Pokémon Go is an MMO game, and if you want to compete at the highest level, you'll need a team and a group of friends to dominate the map. So subscribe to my channel and keep it tuned as I quest to become a Pokémon master and make the highest quality Pokémon Go videos on YouTube. Thank you for listening, watch where you're going, and have fun out there, trainers.